Good evening and welcome to the Sorare Lounge, hosted by the Sorare Thursday Club, Santé. My name is Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba on Sorare, and I am your host for this sweaty jog towards the glorious start of the MLS season. And our Sorare lackeys having a bazillion cards to play once again. Everything's on at the same time. I bloody love it. I'm joined, as always, by my glamorous co-host, Columbus Crew fan, full-time duck lover, part-time bread shagger, and lighter of the beacons of Gondor for Johnny Dor, a.k.a. Dornado. How are you this evening, sir?
Oh, such a good intro, Rick. Really, really good work. I am good. Yeah, excited for the MLS to be back. Like you said, a million cards in the gallery, ready to go, ready to have some more utility again. Yeah, exciting.
It's almost a little bit daunting knowing how many extra teams you've got to set, and there's just cards everywhere. It's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah,
and we're still buying more. Yeah, I got the LAFC shirt back on, ready to go. You know, representing that MLS feel.
Just realised I've got LA on as well. Actually, LA Rams. There we go. We covered both places.
LA coordination. MLS starts on my birthday this week, 22nd of February, best day of the year. It's all kicking off. It's exciting. Excited for the chaos to start. Platform actually seems to be going through some positive sentiment for a change, I reckon, at the moment.
It does.
Too much moaning. I mean, I'm sure that will come at the weekends. But, money's piling in.
People are very buzzing for the MLS. It's not just us that also love the MLS. Everyone seems to be buzzing for it. The prices of the MLS limited cards would suggest a lot of people are quite excited for it.
It's highly...
I saw a limited Brad Guzan, 40-year-old Brad Guzan, going for £60, I think, last night.
Yeah,
which you could get 3 rare goalkeepers, classic rare goalkeepers for at the moment. So it's crazy, but I love it. I mean, I want money to be going into Sorare. I want people to be getting buzzed. It's good.
We said those people complain about prices being so low for ages. They're not at the moment, are they, baby? These in-season MLS auctions are wild. I set my best MLS Classic team yesterday and had Brad Guzan and Messi in the same team. Where else do you get that? But in America. We're back, baby. I love it. Get out of that dip. Let's go MLS wild. On tonight's show, we will have Sorare's Dragon's Den Smash or Pass special. We'll have some special. Almost ran out of breath trying to get that one out. MLS predictions, like gallery previews, look ahead to our teams for the weekend, a bit of MLS special coming in strong, and we'll also have the regular features, Keepers Club 25, the Who Am I quiz, and Suck on Those Toffees, which gets frustratingly more positive from you each moment. And obviously we have a certain United Everton game coming up this game week, but we'll get to all of that.
On your birthday.
On my birthday. So my birthday is kicking off. Sports hullabalooza this weekend. But before we get to all that, we'll talk through all that. But we would, I would like to throw out the classic plea to the fans at the start of the podcast. Just a disclaimer, and if you could please drop a like, subscribe, and all that vibe, it would mean a lot to us. And we'd love you greatly. So with the little desperate plea for attention out of the way, we'll start with the usual amuse-bouche. 5 questions to get that little hamster ball in your brain turning in what is affectionately known as 5 and kicking. 5 quick fire questions which never turn out to be quick fire. Could be about Sarah, could be about football, could be random. We'll see what the random question generator has thrown up today. Question 1, Mr. Dornado.
Okay.
Rank these sporting greats from 1 to 5. Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali, Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Lionel Messi.
Okay. I'm going to put Phelps last.
Okay.
Just purely because swimming sucks.
You don't like water? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like water. I find that water's only good to wee on, as we know. But so Phelps is going last. Obviously did very well, got a lot of Olympic golds. Is he still the record holder for most Olympic golds in history? So that's pretty sucky for me to put him last, but okay, unlucky, mate. Muhammad Ali, what was it on? Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, Messi, and Bolt. Okay, I'm going to go for Muhammad Ali, 4th. It's just difficult to rank people from a very long time ago. So I'm just playing the age card there.
Recency bias.
Didn't ever watch him box. Obviously, no, he was an incredible boxer. But yeah, he's going full from the list. Sorry. Okay, right. How are we going to do this? For me, the most mesmerizing. Oh, am I jumping straight to one? I'll go three first. Okay, I'm going to go Usain Bolt.
Okay.
Because he's very quick.
He is very quick.
Very quick.
Was very quick. And him winning all those gold medals was like prime me watching the Olympics. So I remember being very excited to watch him. Everyone knows 100-meter race is the most like glitzy race of the Olympics. He's not going right at the top purely because his best thing he's ever done is only 10 seconds long. Same as you.
Good point. Two, I'm going to go for Michael Jordan because, we all know about Michael Jordan. I'm not the biggest NBA fan, but I know Michael Jordan is. Obviously, I've watched the film. I've watched everything that's about Michael Jordan. He was...
Just say, I know who Michael Jordan is because I've watched the film.
No, I'm just saying that as a supplementary.
Space Jam. Do you mean Space Jam?
No, it's not Space Jam. Although that film is good. I meant the... what's it called?
You mean The Last Dance, the Netflix show?
Yeah, Last Dance, that's what I meant.
Space Jam is better than that, though. Okay.
And then one, I've got to go for Messi. I'm a football fan. That's my main sport. I know Americans will be like, soccer's not a real sport, man. But yeah, he's the best footballer of all time, in my opinion. He is absolutely incredible. He does stuff that no other player can do. So go for him. Okay,
so you went Phelps last because you don't like water. Bolt because it's, and then Muhammad Ali fourth because it's too long ago. You're saying Bolt because it's only for 10 seconds. Michael Jordan because you like Space Jam, and Lionel Messi wins because you're a football fan.
I mean, now you put it like that, it does sound quite stupid, but yeah, I've gone for that, mate.
Okay. Well,
do you disagree? I mean, you don't have to go through your list, but who would you have first and last in those five?
I'd have last Lionel Messi because I'm Team Ronaldo forever. So, Ronaldo over Messi. I'm not having any of him near the top. No, I'd probably have. I really like Michael Jordan. I'm a much more of a basketball fan than you.
That's fair.
So I'd probably go Jordan, Ali, Messi, Bolt, Phelps.
I thought you might put Tiger Woods in there, so I was ready to put him pretty near the top, to be honest with you. But
maybe he'd be the next episode's top 5 sporting greats. But for this one, big names came out, and I feel Phelps might have been harshly done by there. But it's just swimming after all.
It's just a bit of water in it.
Okay, question 2: Abanda or Lucho Acosta? No context, just broadly general.
I'm gonna go for Evander. If I'm looking to buy someone out of the two of them right now, I'm gonna go Evander because he's younger. He's
so rare related. You're going Evander.
Yeah, and also
real life.
Well, I've watched quite a fair bit of Acosta. To be fair, Acosta's a very good player, but I just feel like Evander's going the better way. He's going to the better team. Acosta's on the way down, I'd say, personally.
Okay. Evander is getting away from Phil Neville as well, which probably
that will
only make your stock go in one direction, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'll go Lucho Acosta, and I'll come back to you at the end of the season when I'm victorious. Which I say about nearly every segment we do, and I'm always wrong.
I own them both from Sorare, so I hope they both do bloody well. So
I actually own an Acosta. He's been great to me over the years, so that's why I'm loyalty pick Acosta.
Nice.
Question 3: best classic football halftime scran. Is it the pie, the burger, the hot dog, the pasty, or the sausage roll?
Pie, the burger, the sausage roll.
I mean, I know nowadays you can come in Bristol City. I can get a curried goat, chili nachos. You get all sorts nowadays, but the classics.
The curried what?
Curry goat.
Do you mean curried Dwight McNeil?
I like that. I will allow that because that was.
Thank you.
That was quite clever.
Okay, so I'm going to go for pie as the best halftime scran, just purely because I just think you can do so much with the pie. You can have so many different types of pie, and also one of the best footballing pies I've ever had is at Ashton Gate. Actually, the lamb and mint pie. Back when they used to sell them for like £1 after the game.
Oh yeah,
that was a good pie.
Yeah,
but yeah, you can't beat a pie. They're nice and warm. Keep you warm in the cold stadiums. Go for a pie.
Yeah, much like Jim from American Pie, I would also have a pie as my favourite treat when I'm at home alone. Bristol City do a very good curry pie actually, and they used to do a very nice sheep pie as well. So yeah, pie for me as well. Double pie, classic. Can't go wrong with pie at halftime. Okay, question 4. Would you rather be Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, or Iron Man? Which version of man would you rather be?
Superman, Batman. I think I'd probably have to go for Superman because he can do it all, can't he? Really, let's be honest. And he's an actual like mutant,
demigod.
Yeah, he's a demigod. I mean, you got Batman's just a man, right? Batman's just a man with a suit. Spider-Man is, I mean, he's also got some pretty cool powers, but he's also just a man that got bit by a spider. Iron Man is just a man who's got a bit of a weak heart.
Okay, yeah. You want to break them down like that, yeah?
I'm going to go for Superman.
Okay, Superman. You couldn't literally be further from Superman if you tried, but nice pick.
I am literally a man with a weak heart.
I would be looking at Batman or Iron Man because I'm still just a normal human, but essentially I'm just rich and intelligent that way, aren't I?
Didn't think of the money.
Batman, I have to live in like a cave half the time and just hang out with my butler. Iron Man is obviously...
Batman's got a cool outfit though.
Yeah, it doesn't have like a reactor core for a chest, but does have a cool suit, can fly around. I'm going to go Iron Man. Iron Man just from Batman.
I think we both agree in Spider-Man's a bit lame though. Bit lame.
Yeah. You know, if I'm gonna, do I want to be effective and just shoot stuff? He's still cool, but compared to the other three, I just think the other three, probably just got more pros than cons. Okay, as we nearly hit the 15-minute mark of the podcast, let's go to the last question.
Okay.
A picture round. You know, I've been loving the picture rounds lately. Yes. Here is the 32 new MLS kits for this season. So these aren't, I think 2 teams get 2 new kits. So San Diego, obviously, and someone else, I think, got 2 new kits as well, and everyone else got 1 allowed new kits. So these are the 32 new kits this season. From your first regal glance at them, can we have your favourite and your least favourite?
Well, my immediate favourite is the blue and white Croatia style crisscross on the right there, which is, I'm guessing, is that San Diego?
Yeah, it looks a little like this. Like the Real Salt Lake.
I think it's Salt Lake though. Yeah,
it looks like the Salt Lake logo. I haven't fact checked whose these are, but
that looks the nicest to me, straight off the bat there. Obviously, I like Crew's kit as well. Watch fair amount of Crew, but yeah, that's a nice kit. The sort of luminous black and yellow one at the top there. What's the Gillette one? That kind of looks kind of cool.
Gillette, the best.
Revs.
Is that Revs?
Yeah. I'm gonna go for the chessboard as my favourite.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Does give retro Croatia national team vibes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, MLS does some really nice kits. If anyone knows where I can get decent official MLS gear or maybe unofficial MLS gear, I'd like to get a couple of tops, but quite expensive for us to get over here. Yeah, this lightning one down here looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But I do like the purple of Orlando is always nice. The orange of Houston's nice. This LA one is pretty vibey. It's giving Barcelona.
That's a little bit psychedelic, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Austin is cool.
What's the one you pointed out first? Is that a serpent as the emblem? The one that says Thomas on it. The one next to the Croatia kit. Is that San Diego? It looks like a serpent, and I don't recognise the emblem. But anyway, I guess we'll figure that out at a different time. But there's some nice kits.
Right. No, San Diego logo doesn't look like that. I don't know whose kit that is. They're kind of hard to make out looking at the screen. But
one thing I would say, which I only noticed last season actually, is that I hadn't realised all the kits are actually done by the sponsorship deal is for the whole of the MLS for kits, isn't it? So they're all Adidas kits.
All of these are, yeah.
Yeah, which is just, I'm not a huge fan of that. I guess it's sold as an overall package, so they get their own individual kits made by Adidas. But yeah, I prefer a bit of difference personally. I mean, they're all different, aren't they? But
I think these are San Diego kits down here, and I would have them as my least favourite of the whole group here. Maybe the
look like Fulham,
a bit bland as well.
Yeah.
But Austin for me is really a really nice green there. I like that. This orange and blue Cincy kit's nice, and then I think the orange and purples stick out. The Barca one's cool. Inter have just gone. Inter Miami have just sort of gone very similar. I do like the Croatian one as well, but I'm going to go Austin FC and San Diego as the failure.
Nice.
There we go. Lovely.
Like it. I'm going to take this opportunity to let my cat out of the window because she's doing my nutting.
All right, you let your cat out, and I will explain the next segment while you're letting your cat out. Our first segment of the day, Sorare Dragon's Den Smash or Pass edition. I'm going to present to you some lesser known players that have moved clubs or returned from long-term injury or come back from Blue or Red Cross or been re-promoted or, they have reappeared into our So Rare lives. When you go onto the lineup builder at this time of the year and suddenly your player now has a fixture for a club and you had no idea they were there, we are going to present some of those to each other and try and convince the other person that they will now be a good purchase. So like a semi-pump, if you will, because they're my gallery or your gallery. So I'm trying to convince you to buy my trash that are now useful, and you're doing the same. So and then you will drop the smash or pass hammer at the end. Get what I mean?
Everyone loves a semi-pump, don't they?
Everyone loves a semi-pump. So I will lead us off, as this is my ridiculous made-up segment. Sorare's Dragon Den, smash or pass. The first person I am going to present to you is a Frenchman now plying his trade in Belgium. His name is Lucas Perrin. He's 26 years old, and he has gone to Cercle Bruges. I don't know if that's how you say their name, but if not, sounded good pronunciation in my head. He has headed over to Cercle Bruges and came on as a sub and then started the last game and stuck in a solid 20 AA. Cercle Bruges are kind of that trendy team in Belgium. I feel they had some good players. A lot of their good players get picked up and move on. But he came over from Hamburger, and before that he was at Strasbourg, had some injury troubles, but was a very good young player. I remember picking him up right at the start of So Rare. I bid on two of his auctions at the same time and won them both. So I had him for a little while. I think he was an under 23 still, but he's got a good history of AA as a centre-back in Ligue 1. And then he's had a bit of his injury difficulties and he's gone over to Germany and it's not really worked out for him. So now he's gone to Belgium and he started with some good AA and he's got a nice beard and a nice tash, and he costs 43p for a new season card in limited. And in rare, he's £1 for a classic or a couple of quid for an in-season. So I'm trying to get you in on price here. Price, pedigree. He's performed at a better level than he's currently at. He's very cheap, and he's only 26 years old. So it's not even like his progression's over. He can just still get better.
I mean, you're doing a very hard sell. I would say his age is 26 old, but his hairline does not say 26 years old, does it?
Yeah, it gives me Chiellini vibes, but
yeah, it does.
And if I can show you his all-time scores, my last point to throw at you is he does have some good scores in the locker. you can see not in the not too distant past and the quite far past, he has distant scores, showing that he's able to have a good score at any time in his life. So, Lucas Perrin, I present to you for Cercle Bruges.
Okay.
Smash or pass?
Well, do you want me to give just smash or pass? Or you want me to give some wording here?
You can give a little bit of wording.
Oh, thank you. So Price is great. I think Price is great. Obviously, I know him. I like players when they go from better leagues to arguably worse leagues. Obviously, he's gone via Hamburg, but to go from French Div 1 down to Belgium is probably a little bit of a downgrade. No offense, but it's usually a better way to go for AA scores and etc. etc. Cercle Bruges, I think one of the better teams, probably a top 5 team in Belgium. Obviously been in, they might have just got knocked out of Europe, but they've definitely been in Europe this season. But yeah, so I think that's a good shout, to be honest. And at that price, you can't really go wrong. 26. You say he's had some injury problems. Is that right?
Yeah, he was in and out. Strasbourg, he had some problems. He's gone to Hamburg, and I think he had an injury there as well. I wonder if it was a loan there. I didn't fully research him because he was the last player I added to my list. But they are currently 13th in the league. But yeah, only 5 points off, the 7th place. So,
you know what? I'm going to go for an early smash for you. I'm going to be generous. I just think the price does it for me there. It's a good price. It's for when they bring back Cap 240 and Cap 220. That's a great little cap player. I'm sure they'll bring him back shortly. But yeah, I think that's a nice little player. And strong AA is always a good sign of someone that is a good player that can get a few decisives in the mix and be flying.
Okay, there we go. On to your first random, unheard of player that we can.
Okay, well, I may have misunderstood the slight random player part. So he's not random, but my first player is Amin Gouiri. 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 So you will know this guy. He's not quite as random as Perrin, but yeah, obviously has just gone from Rennes to Marseille, I think in sort of late January. Have you found him on Sorare data?
I have not.
Gouiri.
I know who I know who we're talking about now. I just can't get his Amina Gouiri. There he is.
There he is.
Carry on, caller.
I think we all sort of know that he burst onto the scene a little bit, probably about 4 or 5 years ago now. He was kind of came through the Lyon youth. A lot of good players come through Lyon and go on to other places or stay there and do really well, like Turkey, etc. Very, very good player. Seen a little bit of him playing for Rennes. Scored some very good goals that have gone viral over Twitter in the last few years. You've probably seen a few of them yourself. But yeah, that's stagnated a little bit at Rennes, I think, was kind of getting rotated a fair bit, playing sort of striker role, sometimes just behind the strikers. Never really had a nailed position, it seemed. I'm not going to pretend I know a lot about Rennes. I don't know whether they've had a change of coach much in the last couple of years or whether they've been a team that's been struggling a lot. I don't know. But he's joined Marseille. I think we can all agree Marseille are a better team than Rennes. Marseille are historically one of the best 3 teams in France, doing really well this season. And he only has Neil Maupay to compete with as the starting striker. So Gouiri's come in, and I think he was potentially benched first game, came off the bench and got an assist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then has, another couple of bench appearances where he got a couple more decisives and then started the last 2 and got 2 assists and 2 goals. He's absolutely flying. Now, obviously it's a little bit of a different situation between Gouiri and Perrin. Price-wise, obviously Gouiri is priced a lot higher than Perrin. I don't know what the prices were at the top for a classic season, limited and rare.
950 for a classic, 20 for in-season, 115 for an in-season rare,
Wow.
61 for a classic.
Okay, so I didn't necessarily think too much about pricing here. I just thought players that have done a really good move for their career, I think he's going to do really well with Marseille. He's got some really good attacking players around him that's going to feed him all game, all day long. Greenwood. You've got what's his name from France as well. Rabiot as well is at Marseille doing well. So yeah, I think if we're just looking pure quality, footballer wise, without thinking of a Sorare price, he's an absolute smash. But at that price, maybe I'm not smashing my own player there, even though I own one already.
So Marseille have got a very good team. They've got Benancur now in as well, haven't they? Rabiot, Højbjerg, Greenwood. I think he's a very good player. He's going to score very well in a team that can put you up good scores in Sorare. But you're paying through the nose.
Yeah,
for him.
He is very high at now after this start he's had for Marseille for sure.
I think just sticking in a 92 has probably crept him up a bit. Obviously, I am Everton till I die, and Neil Maupay would be my preference in this situation. So I'm going to say pass on Amina Gouret because I'd rather own Neil Maupay.
You don't need to own Neil Maupay. You could own about 75 Neil Maupays for the same price as one. I mean, great. It was worth adding here. If I didn't already own him, I probably wouldn't be paying £100 for Gouret. But I'm just saying he's absolutely nailed it. I'm very happy he's moved. And he is almost first name on my rare all-star team sheet every week at the moment. He's flying.
Wow, there you go. It's a no from me. It's a pass, just on price, not on quality, not on scores, not on your excellent sell. It's just I don't have that balance to buy him anyway. So I'm going to pass and stick to Beto or Neil Maupay.
Yeah,
my second offering to you is a Sorare goat.
Smash.
Sorare goat. He needs little introduction. One of the best tashes on the platform. Akito, fuck you, Mori.
I love that.
Only 43 pence in the classic, £6 for a classic rare. In-season cards are a little bit more pricey. You're looking at about 40 quid for the rare and a limited of just under a fiver. Once the Consadole legend, the kit's still hanging proudly with his name.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you got an actual Fukumori kit as well.
The actual Fukumori kit.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it?
There he is. And left our lives, sadly, when before Consadole got relegated. He went to Yokohama last season. Consadole now relegated, but he has had the last laugh, and he is back in J1 with Yokohama. And if anyone had any concerns about how he's going to perform, the boy dropped an 81.9 with a 46 AA.
No cleaning.
Forgotten about Akito Fukimori. This is me telling you to remember, because the boy is back. 43p for a classic card. He's maybe a little bit pricey for like a J League in season at a fiver, and about 40 quid for the rare. So, you know, but he is a goat. I'm trying to sell you on goats doing goat things. So I put to you Akito Fukimori. What say you?
Okay, well, I love Akito Fukimori just as much as you do, Rick, as you well know. I was gutted to see him go to Yokohama FC last season on loan, but actually spent basically the entire J1 League season checking up on him in the J2 League to see how he's doing. And every time I looked at Yokohama's scores, he had got a goal or assist from centre back. I swear down. So it'd be great if this chart here showed his scores from J2 League. Obviously it doesn't, but yeah, we know he can do it. I've actually ended up watching him play football a couple of times. He doesn't seem to do much, but I just check his scores, and he's just like got green scores coming out of his ass every single week. He's obviously just one of those beautiful players that just suits the Matrix perfectly.
That's that patch of 500s in a number of game weeks as well.
Machine. And I just remember when he was sort of losing, he started losing his place for Sapporo, didn't he? Before he then got loaned. I don't know whether he had a disagreement with the manager or something, but yeah, certainly a lovely debut back into the league for Yokohama. And yeah, like we said, 81 without even a clean sheet as well. So 50 AA without a clean sheet is pretty epic. Now, you've mentioned the in-season price is quite high for limited and rare. I think just in general, all in-season cards are quite spendy at the moment. But for 50p for a classic, if you were just putting in your classic contender teams, I don't know why every single Sorare user doesn't own one. It's slightly confusing. I did actually try to buy a rare Fukimori last week before the first game because they were like £3, and I lowballed someone at £1.80 because it was all the ETH I had in my balance, and they declined it, so I just didn't buy one. And then he got 85, and now he's worth like £5. I could have doubled my price, but he's a big smash for me. Absolute goat. Excited to see him back in my gallery. I think I've only got his limited, but yeah, I know you used to have a super rare, didn't you, back in the day?
Yeah, I got 2 one of a thousands, 2 other limiteds, and a rare. But yeah, I sold the super rare. All right, so Smash. Next up for you.
Okay, so we're gonna go for another blast from the past. A little bit of a jokey one, this one. So bear with us, callers, for anyone watching. But I'm going to go for Mats Noster.
Mats Noster.
Okay, we all know Mats Noster, right? Everyone knows him that's watching.
He plays for Aberdeen now.
So he now plays for Aberdeen. So he's done the lesser spotted journey of Heracles, then Ferencvaros, or whatever they're called in Hungary, where he didn't play and got injured, and has now gone to Aberdeen. Unsure whether it's a loan or a full-term transfer. But yeah, he started his first game, got 58, 23 AA, as you can see on screen there. Actually was following his score live, and he was on 82 until they conceded a goal. I think he conceded, so he lost his obviously 10 points for conceding. He also got booked, I think. So he lost like 20 points really late on in the game. But yeah, he was flying. I actually had an offer for his super rare I own. The only super rare I own, Mats Noster. Someone offered me £8 for it. I declined it, and he made me about 6 more offers up to 20 quid, and I kept declining because I was like, no, I will not sell Mats Noster. But yeah, I don't know if you want to check his historical scores on the thing, if it goes back that far. But actually, he's
43p on the classic, few quid for a classic rare, and then a bit higher for new season cards, 3 quid and 20 quid.
I think price wise that's good. He did have a few games in Europe, I think, for Ferencvaros, or whatever you say the name.
Yep.
Last season, but if you go back as far as I think it was Heracles. Was it Groningen? Can't remember who he played for.
Heracles.
It was Heracles. Yeah, actually scored pretty well. He's quite a good AA scorer for a really quite bad Heracles football team. He's got a few good green scores there back in the day. Maybe him coming to Aberdeen is going to give him his chance. Aberdeen, I know, have been doing pretty well this season. But it's certainly something I'll be keeping an eye on now. So I think at that price, and he's definitely got the AA in the locker. Can you take a punt on him? I think you've got to take a smash on him, Rick.
Do you know else? This is off topic. Habib Gay is back at Aberdeen as well.
Yeah, I own him as well.
Random old Sorare players, 43p new season, all classic.
Yeah.
Is also starting at Aberdeen as well.
Monday, Tuesday, Habib Gay.
Wednesday, Thursday, Habib Gay. Okay, Mats Noster, I am, fuck it, I'd spend 43p.
And I'm pretty sure I've heard rumours through some Swiss mafia guy on Twitter that he could be joining Ajax.
Oh, the classic. That's what the dream we were always sold, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the reason I bought him in the first place, is that one of our friends seemed to think he might be joining Ajax. But yeah, £3 for rare that you can plug into your contender team. He's a beautiful low cap for when Cap 220 comes back. This is perfect.
All right, sold.
Yeah. Oh, he's buying one. I love it.
Matt Snowster, get in the hutch.
You know, Stir, it makes sense. Oh, that's terrible. Anyway, look at that. It's a thing you just love to see. Back with it's nothing better than when someone has a blue or red cross and they just come back to you. There's nothing better. Like Lucas Zelarayan. I had 4 of him. Red crosses everywhere. Bang. He's back, baby.
All right, Matt Snowster. All right, you hit us with your number 3 while we're here.
I can't believe you just bought Matt Snowster. I'm such a big fan of that. Okay. I'm going to go for someone we've talked about very briefly on the January transfer show, but I'm going to go for Evan Ferguson.
Ooh. Okay.
So this is obviously someone we probably all know. I won him. Well, did I win him or did I craft him? Can't remember. I think I won him.
I think you won him.
Only a month ago. So it's not something that's greatly affected my gallery, him moving. But yeah, just wanted to sort of get your thoughts on him because he's been someone that's been touted to be a real good young prospect. And it does feel like he's been around for a good few years now. He's still only 20 years old. But yeah, what seems to happen to a lot of these young players is they play a lot of football quite early, pick up an injury whilst they're maybe growing in themselves. So they're struggling to come back from injury. I don't know. So he's kind of gone off the boil a little bit. Now, if you're going to check his scores, obviously they're not looking great. And maybe his price is a little bit inflated due to the previous hype. But he's someone I'm interested to watch from owning him in my gallery this year. See how he gets on with West Ham. What's your thoughts?
Well, I like this selling tactic of Dragon's Den of just asking me what I think instead.
Well, it's difficult. I mean, I've watched him play. I think he's a very, very good footballer. I've always thought he could play for a lot better standard than Brighton. He has seemed to have, had those injuries that set him back a bit, and is getting loaned to West Ham to play a bit of football. I know they need some strikers right now. What with Antonio having that car crash, I think who else? Someone picked up a bad injury, didn't they? Was it Fulkrug? He's constantly injured. Yeah. So you'd like to think he's going to get a bit of football.
I think under 23 for a long time. International utility, hot prospect was the next number 9 at Man United for a long time, wasn't he? Never come through. So yes, I think he has a lot of potential. Is a good investment long term. Is £3 for a new season card. It really depends on if West Ham are going to start him to finish the rest of the season. Obviously, he's just joined and he's DMP then played 45 minutes. Is he going to start? If that's the big question. I'm going to go pass.
Fine.
Because I just had uncertainty. But I do think if you're into holding players, that's a good long-term prospect. And he gets that beautiful midweek utility in international games. But I'm going to throw a pass in there based on starting uncertainty right now.
Fair enough.
All right, let's now show you. I'm sure you're very familiar with this player. His name?
Johan
Val.
Johan Val.
Johan Val. What do you mean you don't know who he is? Why?
I'm guessing you spelled Johan wrong.
Yeah, same. Johan, not Johan. Jan Valencia. Obviously, you're familiar with him. Plays for Universidad Católica in the Primera División de Chile. He is Colombian. And as you can tell by his kit, he is an ex-Austin FC player. Was there last year. And, a very basic player. Austin weren't the greatest team, were they? So your centre midfielders weren't racking up the big scores. But Johan has moved. He's been freed, like a lot of the Austin players. I thought you were drinking a bottle of wine then. A bottle of rosé straight from the bottle. He's been freed. He used to, before Austin, all the way down here, play for Deportivo Cali, where he would have some lovely purple patches with some decent scores and some strong AA, 34, 35, 38.
And that's
peaky
same. Is
scores.
that the same league? It must be, is it? What he's gone to now?
Yes.
I think it is. I think they play in the same
I
league.
think
So
so.
that might be a nice little return home to sort of where he feels comfortable, if that's what you're saying.
Yes, so back to a league he performed in before. 43p for a classic card. Last public sale in rare was £1.20. So we're talking basement bin, but he had a 20 AA on his first game for a 55. I am hoping that he's obviously come straight into the team, put up a decent score in his first game, and that he's only going to progress from there and get back to this purple patch over here where he was banging out dark greens in a more familiar league to him, in a team that are not Austin FC when they were getting battered every week. So I'm giving you Johan Valencia. What say you?
Well, yeah, I don't know him, and I certainly don't know the Colombian league that well. I did actually randomly own 2 Universidad Católica players last season. I think both of them have left their team now and play somewhere else. But so I did end up following their progress a little bit. I think they're one of the better teams over there. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about him. It's difficult for me to give a very good opinion there. I like the price being 40p and £1 for rare. What I don't like is that his scores are historically bad. He has got some old good scores, and I appreciate that. However, is he going to still do it? I don't think so.
So it's a pass.
It's a pass from me.
Okay, this one was a wide reach. I really went into the depths of my gallery to pick this one out to, but that's okay. I will show you my fourth option. This man is Ayumu Ohata. I was looking at J-League fullbacks I could show you. There's actually one at, is it Hatsusi that's at Sheffield Wednesday now?
Yep, that's correct.
I wanted to go with him, but he hasn't started a game for them yet. So, I felt like you were just going to throw the pass straight out to me. So I'm going to go with you for Ohata. He's still under 23 till the deadline this summer. He's come over to the Jupiler League for Leuven. He has left Uriah Reds, where, as you can see from his scoring chart, he did do some peaky scores, including a little 100 in there from time to time. And he's headed over, started as a DMP, and now he's made his debut off the bench for 45 minutes, and he's now playing over in Belgium. I think historically, you do get some Asian League players move over to Belgium and perform pretty well. And it does seem to be a lot of those fullbacks, wingbacks types of player. So I'm hoping he follows in those footsteps. Still young that he's going to develop as well. 43p for a classic card and a quid and change for a rare card. So I'm presenting to you Ayumu Ohata over at Leuven, and he is going to take his performances and his peaky scores to new heights over in Belgium. What say you?
Well, before you said it, I was actually going to say, so many Japanese players seem to go to Belgium, don't they? It must be some sort of agreement between the leagues, I reckon, that probably a lot of people know about that we don't. But it does seem they do seem to go over there and have a good time. But yeah, I love a peaky fullback as much as the next guy. And as we all know, Castro Montes is the main guy for doing that. So yeah, I mean,
Castro Montes, yeah.
I find it difficult to not go for a smash there. That's a peaky fullback. His price is good. He's young. I think that's a smash, mate.
There we go. I've lured you in with a XJ League fullback. I like it. Okay, so we've got one left each, right?
I've got 2.
All right, let's do your 2 and then I'll finish on mine. Who've you got?
Okay, so I've gone for someone that you all know, and that is the boy that is Hatanaka.
Oh,
Hatanaka. So Shinazuki Hatanaka, I think it is. Shinazuki, yes. So this is someone who was a bit of an AA goat the season before last for Yokohama F. Marinos, I think it is. Was absolutely flying, was one of my best rare cards back in the day. Does it go as far back as There we go. It's loaded. Look at those scores. Those are absolutely glorious. Now, granted, he was playing for one of the best teams in the league in F. Marinos, but he's now joined Cervéso Osaka, who I also think are a pretty decent team. They've got some good players. I think he's likely to be a lot more nailed for Cervéso Osaka, because I think F. Marinos had quite a lot of centre-back options. And there was a lot of rotation with them being in the sort of Asian Champions League as well. So it was quite difficult to predict what they were ever going to do. So it was quite annoying owning him there. But yeah, I think obviously he's not started the new season too well. What was his last score there?
38.
38. Not a great start to the season. And, you know, they didn't keep a clean sheet there, but 5-2 away win in the first game of the season against your local rivals shows that I think Cervéso Osaka are going to have a good season. So, yeah, a rare classic card price at £5. Like, you couldn't have picked him up for less than £100 a couple of years ago. Obviously, the prices have changed in Sorare quite a lot then, but he's definitely got the potential to be a very, very good player. And 29 years old, still coming into his prime. That's when your prime footballing years are.
Yeah.
What was the limited price? We're looking. It definitely was 50p. It might have gone up a little bit now. He's had his move.
No, 43p for classic. Just under £3 for in season.
I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying you actually have owned him or do own him.
I do have his rare, yeah.
And you're aware of how good AA wise he can be.
Yeah, nailed on starter again this game week apparently as well. So I love a legend. Anyone that used to be a goat on the platform is good by me. I kind of like the £2.70 for an in-season defender card as well. So for me, because in-season contender, yeah, I do. I have Cuisance and Mazza and Fitz. So something like a Hatanaka would fill the defender spot nicely. So yes, I will join you and accept your proposition. And yeah, it's a smash from me. Hatanaka.
Yes.
Job done. Right, your last one.
So my last one is we go in MLS. Obviously, it's a bit of an MLS special show. So I've gone for Jack McGlynn, who has gone to Houston from Philly. So watched a little bit of him last year. Very, very good sort of creative midfielder. Difficult. Please try and ignore the new season prices on this page.
£61 for rare.
Yeah, it's a little bit mad. But yeah, very good young player. Good AA scores. Good decisive scores as well last season. Did really well with Philly. Has gone over to Houston for, I think, quite a hefty fee for MLS. So is a guaranteed starter for Houston. Houston's a good team as well, I think. So someone I think is going to have a good season. Actually heard, is it Harry Trades, the guy? He put him on his little Sorare video today as one to look out for. So I've been backed up by Sorare and Harry Trades as well. I think he's going to have a good season. I think it sort of £4 or £5 for a old season card, or I think it was £30 for a rare old season card. If you look at the current prices of players that score similarly right now in the MLS, that's quite cheap. So yeah, there's my shout for you. Good player.
Yeah, I like it. Under 23 for a long time still. Very, very good scorer. Yeah, like a lot of things about it. Houston aren't the best team. He's probably gone for a downgrade in team, hasn't he? It would be a smash at everything apart from current MLS mentalness of prices. So maybe, yeah, in a couple of weeks, he'd be absolutely gravy and everything you'd want. The only flaw at the moment is, yeah, just that mad pricing. But yeah, he's bloody good. Just see how he does at Houston. So I'm going to go. I'm right on the borderline here. I think I'm just going to ignore his inflated price and say smash.
Good decision.
But yeah, wild pricing. I'd like to delay my purchase, put it on like a Klarna or a PayPal in 3, and do the rest down the line when the price is a bit more relevant. I'm going to give you my final one, nice and quick. A double Makeda Zelvia injured centre back duo.
Oh, I know this is going to be. I know.
Pairing. I won't show you who you think is going to be first, but first off is Dahachi Akomura. Picked up a little knock in the first game, apparently not too bad. He was from Consadole last season, 65p for a classic. Limited £2.80 for a new season. Rare is last sale was £5, last sale was £13. So pretty reasonable, I think. He did very well at Consadole, I think, for a team that got relegated. He would put up 28 AA, 20, 36, 44, 22, 43, 24. He's got 37. He's got massive AA scores in the locker, which we'd like to see. 28, so like you said, coming into his prime as a centre back, and has moved back into the J1 league, and hopefully for a team that's a bit more defensively stable. And
good
he has
team
joined.
as well. Good team.
Pardon?
I think they came second or third last year.
Yeah, they did do good. I think keep it up again this season. And he's joined by another Sorare, Ryuho Kikuchi, 43p for a classic, a few quid for an in-season, rare 7 and 20 odd. Used to be the GOAT, similar thing. First game of the season got a little knock, potentially not too bad. Apparently, we'll be back soon, but may not be this game week. Used to just absolutely whore out. Read the numbers; they're that closely together. So I'm throwing out to you
the Japanese Grimaldo, wasn't he, for a while?
Yeah, I'm throwing out to you a pair of mildly injured Makita Zelvia, 28-year-old centre backs. Smash or pass?
I mean, I'm struggling to not agree to smash those two into a threesome right now. So you've got to put them in there. 40p each. Like, if you're going to buy one of them, you've got to buy both of them, because if they're competing for the same job, at least you got yourself covered by getting them both.
It's like when you go to like Pets at Home and they've got two rabbits that are brothers and sisters, and they're like, "Oh, we can't really break them up," and you're like, "Oh," and you end up bringing them both home. You've got to take them both. It's
just like that, actually. But yeah, I think you've got to take them both. And I don't know the other guy so much, but his scores seem good, and AA was great. Machia Sylvia, a much better team than Consadole. And Kikuchi, if he can recreate that and stay fit, obviously he's got injured in the first game, which is not ideal, then definite smash for me.
Yeah, big fitness concerns. All right, there we go. That is 10/11 random New Horizon players that we have managed to pump to each other. I think there was a majority were smash, I reckon. I think felt like a 60-40 split. So
I think I was 3 out of 5. You were 4 out of 6, I think.
Very nice. We'll take that. Let's move on then to the next part of the show.
It's time for the Who Am I quiz. Can Donado finally get one right?
Here we are, the Who Am I quiz. After you embarrassingly failed to name an ex-Everton player on the last version of the show, we go again. I think you might get this one. 5 or 6 clues.
This is hard, all right? When you're trying to think of doing the show and then also having to think of a player at the same time, it's hard, all right?
Yeah, all right. I'll give you that. On the spot, it is quite hard. But yeah, we're going to give you 5 or 6 clues for a player. He is a person with a card on Sorare. Could be a legend card, could be a current card, could be a red X, could be who knows. But he does have a card on Sorare. Get it right, and I'll give the card away in a giveaway. So, clue number 1. I am the same age as Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba. Have you got it?
No. Hang on, I might have it. No.
Question clue 2. I played in Germany, Italy, England, Holland, Japan, and America.
Fucking hell, he's been all over the place, hasn't he? Germany, England.
Not in that order.
Okay, and he's played in Japan and America.
Yeah.
It's a legend card, isn't it? You wouldn't have said at the start it could be a legend card if it was.
Clue 3. I played in the World Cup in 2014, 2018, and 2022, and the Olympics in 2008, 2012, and 2020. Clue 4. I played in the Asian Cup in 2011, 15, and 19, winning it in 2011.
played in the Asia Cup. Oh my God.
Clue number 5. I made 154 appearances as a defender at a team in the south of England.
Oh my God, no, it is. I think I've got it.
Have you got it?
Is it Mayor Yoshida?
It's Mayor Yoshida. He's got it. He's got it.
Oh my God. This is the best moment of my life. This is the first one I've got, actually.
Yes, congratulations. That was your 5 clue. Your bonus clue would have been I'm the current club captain of my team where I started in our season-ending cup victory last year.
Oh, yes. See, I was thinking he went Japan at the end of his career, but he was actually at the start of his career. So you almost threw me a little bit there.
There you go. Maya Yoshida. Did any of you get it before Tornado? I mean, he actually got one during the actual segment, which is a first, I think.
That is actually a first.
In the allotted amount of clues during the segment.
Get in.
Yeah. Let us know if you got it. And also give us a shout if you had any better smash or pass random suggestions as well.
Is he starting for his club in MLS now? He plays for, is it LA Galaxy?
Yeah, he won the lot last year. He's re-signed as club captain.
There we go.
So there you go.
Good scorer, actually. Good AA scorer.
Indeed. All right, we've got 3 things left to go. We're going to do our MLS predictions. We're going to do Keepers Club, and we're going to do Suck on Those Toffees. But let's get stuck into the MLS predictions, shall we? We like to put our views on the line so we can ridicule each other at the end of the season when we were entirely wrong. But lots of people have been doing this, so I thought we'd join in on the fun as well. MLS predictions. We'll have a look at some of our players and teams as well afterwards. But let's roll with some MLS predictions for this season and start with the Eastern Conference winner. Put your reputation on the line, Johnny Dore. Who do you think will win the Eastern Conference?
So, I feel quite underprepared for this MLS season compared to usual. I just feel like it's come around so quickly. So I'm not quite as in the amount of knowledge I'd like right now for MLS.
Sounds like excuses.
It does sound a little bit like excuses. But, however, for my Eastern Conference winner, I've gone for Cincinnati, which may seem a bit of a bold choice because obviously they've sold Acosta, which is a big move for them. He's been there for a good few years now and being a real key man for them. But yeah, it's difficult to not argue with. To argue with the fact they bought in Evander and Denke. I just think Evander, as discussed earlier in the show, is a quality player, has the potential to be just as good as Acosta, if not better. Is younger, historical scores wise, has been absolutely flying for Portland. Was absolutely flying for Midtjylland before as well. So he's got it in the locker. And is definitely going to a better team that isn't managed by Phil Neville. And then you've got Denke as well. Denke's someone I've owned. He's Cercle Bruges for a couple of years now. He's a very, very good striker. Watched a bit of him. Very good natural striker. Was getting linked with a lot of on paper better teams than Cincinnati, Premier League teams and other teams in Europe. So I think he'll come in and do really well. They've still kept the core of their team, Cincinnati as well. So I think they'll do well this year. So I'm going to go for them. They're my Eastern champs.
Yeah, Orellano.
Yeah, Orellano, another card I own as well. He's a very good player. I think there's still a little bit of up in the air about whether he's going to stay. I'm not sure. Maybe that's been put to bed a bit now. But I think he's missing the first game for some reason. But
yeah, I think it was about 50 last time we saw him. But yeah. I mean,
yeah, they got some really good players there. Cincinnati have been a good team for a couple of years now. So they're my pick.
Some nice additions. Miles Robinson, I still think is a really good defender, and Celentano is not a bad goalie as well. But they're not my pick. You know, I really wanted to go someone else other than Inter Miami because it's dead boring, isn't it? I thought about Atalanta. I think they might be very good and they could potentially do the lot. But then you're predicting the unknown, aren't you? Almiron and Latte Lath to come in and be like a very good duo up top for them. So I think you're almost, basing that on something that you're not got no evidence to back it up at the moment. So I'm just going to go Miami. Basically, that's waffle to say that I'm going to go for Inter Miami. I've pussied out and I've gone for Inter Miami.
It is difficult not to go for Inter Miami, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, they're obviously very, very good and have the best player that's ever graced the football pitch, in my opinion. But yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, I was looking through these teams. There's a lot of fucking good teams. A lot of good transfers have been made by a lot of teams. So I think it's going to be a really competitive MLS this season, for sure.
Yeah. It's Branchuk plays for Atalanta as well, who's really good. They've obviously got ex-Bristol City legend Derek Williams at the back still. But I just think Inter Miami, for me, over the course of the season, they might rest Messi for the Club World Cup or the CONCACAF stuff. I just think overall, Busquets, Suarez, Albert, I think it's still such a good core that I would expect them to end up with the most amount of points in the conference. I'm going to be boring, and I'm going to say Miami. But I think Cincy is a good shout as well.
I think Crew are going to struggle a little bit. I think, they're in a bit of a transition phase. What we're getting rid of Cucho. Obviously, I kind of follow Crew a little bit, but yeah, they need to replace him. They haven't. They've got rid of the other striker as well. It's gone to LA Galaxy. I've forgotten his name, Ramirez. So yeah, I think they might struggle this year, and obviously they've been doing really well the last few years.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool signings around the league, isn't there? But you're presuming a lot of them will be good, where Inter Miami are already very good and they already have the very best player. So it's easier just to say that the best will carry on being the best rather than trying to predict that someone else will be really good. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go with that, and let's move over to the Western Conference winner. Who have you got?
So I've gone for Seattle. Maybe a bit of a boring pick. I don't know. They're probably one of the favourites, but yeah, I think they've got an extremely good squad. They've got a really good mix of youth and experience across the board. Signed Jesus Ferreira, which is a massive sign-in. Unsure exactly what they paid for him, but yeah, very, very good young player. Someone I've owned in Rare for a good few years now, limited as well. So I followed him quite closely, watched quite a few FC Dallas games, and he was by miles their best player. So I just think he'll really do well in a much better team in Seattle, much more organised. Will probably score a lot of goals. Key is just keeping him fit, I guess, because he had a few injuries last year. But yeah, still got old man Fry in goal, so he's one of the best keepers in the league. So yeah, just think they'll cook. I think Seattle are the ones.
I like Tolo at wing back. I've had him for ages, and he had that AFCON utility as well. He's always been a favourite of mine. I've still got his big head rare card that I just always end up and Rose ends up being rolled out in a good team for me, no matter what. Areola could be a good spark off the bench for them as well, which is could end up being a nice signing. I did have them.
He's a very good player for them as well. Did really well.
I did have them down originally as my pick, and then I felt like everyone was saying Seattle, and I've already picked Inter Miami, so I decided to mix it up. I was between LAFC and Minnesota. I'm going to go for LAFC, but I think Minnesota.
You're wearing their top. Really, you've got to go for them, right?
Huh?
You're wearing their top. You got to go for them.
Yeah, I'm going to go for them. I did think Minnesota will be decent this year for a team that's not got a lot of household names in them. But I do think they picked up Owen Jean, didn't they? Who I bought his in-season card of from France. I think he'll be quite good addition in the middle there, and I think overall they're quite a solid team that could do quite well. Dane St. Clair I like as a goalie as well. LAFC I think seems like an easy pick, but Cengiz Under, I don't know if they'll keep him. Has he signed on a permanent? Was he a loan? But I think he probably goes into the first 11, and I think he's very good with Boanga. Giroud has left a little bit to be,
Yeah, hasn't really started. He didn't start like a house on fire, did he, for LAFC? But Boanga is a quality player, and they already played a North American Champions League, whatever it was, game last night, didn't he? Scored or got an assist or something. So he's already started the season well.
Yeah, did lose to my boys Colorado, but I'm going to go for LAFC from Minnesota. I'm not entirely convinced in my pick there, but I think Seattle will be up there as well. But I'm going to go LAFC. I think they did well getting Mark Delgado in to fill in a bit cheaper in the midfield as well. Let's go for the Supporters' Shield winner.
So yeah, I've gone for Cincinnati. So obviously I've already said them, but for the points I said above, Cincinnati to win the Supporters' Shield.
Okay, I'm going to go for Inter Miami. Boring.
Boring.
I know. I just think that they'll get the most points in the season. I mean, that's the object of the question.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for something else. For the next question, the MLS Cup winner, I'm going to fade into Miami and say that they'll run out of steam. I'm going to go for Austin FC, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Grow the legend. No, I do think they'll be better this year, but I think I like Cincy to grow into the season and potentially win it all. But I'm going to go for LA Galaxy to repeat. How about that? LA Galaxy, not mentioned yet by any of us. I'm going to go for them to win the MLS Cup. Obviously, their best player is out injured for a considerable amount of time. But once all their pieces get back together, gel, they've still got Royce.
They've got Royce.
Fagundes. They've got Ramirez up top now, haven't they? They've still got Peck, Mickey Yaman, Zanka's come in, Yoshida is still there, club captain. I think LA will grow into the season and end up peaking at the right time and winning the MLS Cup. I'm going for the LA Galaxy. You?
Good pick. So I have gone for my first mention of the words Inter Miami. So I just think what with their obviously incredible world-class players they've got, I just think they'll have a lot of benchings of those players during the season, but will ultimately qualify for the MLS Cup. And I just think that'll be when they come into their own and play it's a cup competition effectively. All their best players will play every game. And I just think if they're going to play every game, it's difficult to beat them. You got, players with vast international cup experience in their team every week. So yeah, going to go for Inter Miami. Boring, I know, but
boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to do MLS predictions and not mention Inter Miami and Messi all the time. So we move on to the MVP award, where I am going to pick Lionel Messi.
Wow.
Last year with so many goal involvements, considering he had a limited amount of minutes. If he gets a decent amount of minutes on the pitch, we have a rotation risk because they have the Club World Cup and the Champions League things. So there is again this rotation risk or whatever. But if he plays more minutes than he played last season, when they sort of said he didn't play a lot, he's going to win it, surely.
I mean, it's difficult to argue at that point. Yeah, I've gone for Evander. Just think he'll fly in Cincinnati. We're doing a lot of talk about Cincinnati and Inter Miami here, aren't we? But yeah, I just think if it isn't going to be Messi, I feel like Messi's going to pick up an injury at some point and miss maybe a month or two of the season and doesn't like playing Astro. So, and maybe it'll get a bit boring for the MLS to just keep voting him as the best player because everyone knows he is. So yeah, I'm going to go for Evander.
Yeah, it's good for the MLS to have the face of the MLS, doing well though, isn't it? And
yeah, I suppose,
things. My backup would be Almiron, because I think Atalanta could be very good this year if the pieces click into place, and obviously he'd be a big part of that. A lot of goals and assists and things like that. So he would be my backup. Would be Almiron. So let's move on to the Golden Boot. Very similarly with what I've just said for Almiron. Almiron plays very well and feeds Latte Lath, and he wins Golden Boot. Obviously Messi takes the pens for Inter Miami, didn't they? I think he only had one last year, which was very, very low. You'd expect him to have more penalties this year, which would just give him a few free goals as well. And if he gets that, people on penalties are a prime candidate, didn't they? I don't know if someone like Denki would be on penalties or things like that. I don't know if Lath will be on penalties, but Messi is going to be, right. So Messi and Lath for me.
Nice. whilst we're there as well, how much is a Messi classic card going for now? So almost bought one for like 25 quid, like 6 months ago, 3 months ago, whenever it was. I bet you
I
he's
did
getting
put out on the show in December when he was 25 quid. I said, get one in because he's 46 quid now.
Oh, it's still not that bad, to be fair.
50 quid in season.
I know, it's going for crazy money. Okay, so golden boot for me, I've gone for someone I have also talked about already, Denki. I just think one of the best strikers in one of the best teams. Difficult to look past him. Obviously, you got Messi and Suarez and a few other big names, but yeah, I'm going to go for Denki, and I do think he'll take the penalties for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, there we go. That's my pick.
Newcomer of the year?
So newcomer, I've gone for. So I've read this as newcomer as a new transfer rather than sort of rookie, right?
Yeah.
So I went for Zaha. Talked about on last week's show briefly, but I just think he is going to stand out pretty well in the MLS. I really rate Zaha. Always thought he was an incredible footballer to watch. Very closely, very almost joined Everton a couple of times, but yeah, I think he's a quality player. Obviously, Charlotte, I'm not quite sure how Charlotte will be this year, but I think he will play every minute of every game as long as he doesn't get injured and do very, very well. Get lots. Every goal or assist Charlotte get, I'd imagine Zaha will be part of.
Yeah, he does have the potential, yeah. I'm not fully sold on Zaha at Charlotte, but we'll see. It is a good pick. I'm going to go for, is that how I spell his name? Uzuni, not Uzoni. Can't spell tonight. Austin FC, Mirtu Uzuni, Albanian, come over from Spain, I think. Yeah, Granada. Going to play on the left side of Austin's attack. Really like him. I really like Austin's revamped attack, and I think they could be pretty good. And I think he could do some damage. So I'm going to go for Uzoni over at Austin. That would be my pick for newcomer. And then I'm going to throw out two more categories. Wooden spoon. I'm going to give it to Sporting Kansas City. You know, there's a few options here. I'm not sure DC are going to be that good, or but I'm going to go Sporting Kansas City. What about you?
Well, I've gone for someone that you might not be too happy with, but not only are they, I don't think, a very good team, but everything you seem to collect turns to shit. So I'm going to go for Colorado Rapids. Sorry about that, mate. But last year you collected Austin FC and they were absolutely horrific. And the year before that you collected
San Jose,
and they weren't too good either. So I'm just going to go for the Rapids, the Robodiggy Rapids.
Wow, yeah. Oh, well,
they did beat LAFC last night though in the cup, so maybe they're going to make me look stupid. But
Mihailovic looking good, yeah.
I'm more just excited to see you look stupid by being the top collector of the worst team.
And then my underdog picks, the last one. I have gone for the three teams I've collected over the last 3 seasons on Sorare. Colorado, Austin, and San Jose. I think all of them will be better in their conference than they were last year. I think Austin have made improvements in attack. San Jose's team is better overall. And Colorado, I think, are pretty solid. I think one of them could be a surprise. I think a 3-headed assault on like the top 6 in the conference. And yeah, I think one of them could spring a surprise in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm going to go, I probably would say Austin is the best placed one. Colorado are pretty solid, but I don't know if they've got like the oomph to go all the way. But Austin and San Jose could spring a surprise, and I think Colorado would be kind of solid. So those are my picks. Yours?
Nice. So I sort of and ah between two teams here. I've gone for the new boys in the end, San Diego. Maybe a bit of a cop-out. I thought New York Red Bulls as well could be considered a little bit of an underdog because they're not particularly highly rated for this season. But they've still got some very good players, got Forsberg, etc., Lewis Morgan. So still got some really good quality players and historically a good franchise in MLS. But yeah, I'm going to go for San Diego. They're going to have a bit of a new franchise bounce, aren't they? I'd like to think at the start of the season. They've made some good signings. They've got Andres Dreyer, who so many people know from Anderlecht. scored well in Belgium, so could do well in MLS. Signed some good quality older players like Godoy. They've got some nice youth players. They've plucked a few good players from the redraft from some of the teams. So, and obviously their main lad is Hervin Lozano. Chucky. Obviously a player known to most people watching the show, I'd imagine, but came onto the scene the World Cup, maybe 2 World Cups ago, I think. Got a big move. Didn't really hit the ground massively with Napoli and PSV, but certainly showed enough quality to do well in the MLS. So I think they're going to do pretty well this season. Watch this space.
Have you, as that was our predictions, locked in, and we'll see how badly we got it wrong at the end of the year. But have you made any purchases for season? What are your thoughts on the auction prices? Obviously, when the 1 of 1000s came out and the 1 of 100s, we thought they looked pretty high, and they've just gone up. They've just carried on going up. Keeper prices you mentioned are high.
The prices are a little bit crazy. So I've sort of didn't want to touch the MLS auctions, to be honest with you, because I just wanted to wait till the first few weeks were out of the way and they died down a little bit. But ended up with a few of my players joining the MLS, like in-season cards. So Wilf Zaha, I had his in-season Leon card, and then also Zinker Knuckle, or however you say his name, had his in-season Club Brugge card, and he's joined Chicago Fire, I think. So sort of forced my hand a little bit. I thought, I've got 2 of them already. I might as well try and buy a couple more cheapies. So I bought Moreira, centre back or right centre back from Crewe, who's got the possibility for some peaky scores. And then last night I bought Lewis Morgan. So obviously only 4 players, so I haven't got a keeper yet. So I won't be going for the hot streaks, whatever it's called. But I can at least put in an in-season team.
I was going to say the hot streaks hasn't lured you in.
Well, I do want to take part in it, but I can't pay £50 for a goalkeeper right now. So I will wait and bide my time. Maybe I might think about. I was looking at picking up maybe a couple of second string keepers, who I think will get some games. Obviously, a lot of international keepers sort of head up during the season, don't they? And you get a bit of utility from those second string keepers. So might be something to have a look at. But yeah, I certainly haven't gone for a big old collection like you, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the prices are... we all knew that it was going to be wild, and it's been a lot more wild than I think we probably could have imagined, especially as it's carried on going up since release. It was almost like the number ones now seem like
crazy. I've never seen... we haven't seen it for a long time where the first editions have actually been considered cheap now.
Yeah, but I think you're almost priced out now of... Everyone wants to get into Division 1 in week 1, so you're eligible for the best prizes straight away. But I think almost like the cost price of waiting and then being dropped into Division 3 and having to catch up for a couple of weeks is probably the way some people are going to have to do it, because it's very expensive to get a full 5. Yeah, I like the hot streaks. I like the idea and I want to play for it, but I haven't touched rare at all. I've got one of 100 player. I've got 1 player in rare, and that's it. But I did dabble in, as you mentioned, a collection. I do have a number 1 collector in Austin last year in rare, number 1 collector in San Jose the year before, and I've gone for Colorado this year, and we picked up 7 number 1s. Ali Fadal joined today, and then yes, some of the other guys have filled in as well. So we've got 11 of the cards so far, and we sit in 4th on the leaderboard. I just do like the collecting side of it, and I wanted to be involved in that and maybe just enjoy the leaderboard hunt and getting a full Colorado collection in. But I am obviously missing Zach Stefan and Mihailovic, who are the big pieces in the team. So yeah, we'll need to look into those. But yeah, it's very wild out there, but it's kind of good that the platform can still attract that much attention and that much, like, you know, wild spending, which is good.
The only thing I don't like is that it's been taken out of Challenger. Like, I enjoyed it being part of Challenger too, and now it's kind of like his own separate game, part of Sorare, isn't it? It's like a whole different area of the website, it seems, which kind of sucks. But it kind of makes sense. But
It's my favourite league, so I like it, and it will die down. We know it will die down. We're all FOMOing into it because it's really hard not to be involved from the start and watch other people start their hot streaks and stuff else. But it will die down. Like the prices in early December on the classic cards compared to what they are now is wild. It's all about timing, and it's all about holding your nerve. But yeah, if you've got the money, it would be great to be involved this weekend. I finally get a Super Rare team back out. We're running out. The Austin boys are back together from last year. We've got Tags F, some random purchase I made in the Norwegian league to fill in the Danish league. Sorry, to fill a team last year. Now over at Nashville. Martinez is at the Earthquakes. The King, Jackson Yule, Prince of the MLS, is back. We got a little in-season Colorado Rapids team out. Messi's back. My old San Jose boys are back. Gil, I think they're people who like me and you who've been collecting MLS cards for a while. The classic teams are really fun, aren't they? There's a lot.
It's a lot of goats getting thrown about in my MLS teams at the moment. It's just the defenders that always seems quite weak. But just no bloody teams keep clean sheets, do they? So finding those MLS defenders that can get decisives is quite key.
It's always fun. Acosta, Messi, Gil, Wagner, Brad Guzan. MLS is wild. But a lot of players can get big scores, and it's a competitive league, so I think it's a really fun one to be left out on its own. So I'm looking forward to it. Have you got favourite lineup for the weekend?
Yes. Let me just bring it up. Sorry, didn't have that prepared.
So I threw that one on you.
You did. So let me share my screen here. I've put together only a couple of teams. Obviously, don't have as many super rare and rare teams as you, but this is what my in-season team's looking at. I've got a little bit lucky with the fact my random backup goalkeeper from Inter Miami last year, who I won as a prize, has ended up going to San Diego FC and is apparently the starter. So I've ended up with an extra MLS goalkeeper, so he's probably going to go in the in-season here. Obviously, this isn't finalised, but yeah, I've got a couple of Patrick Schultes, Kai Wagner as well, who we all know I opened at Frankfurt Football
Fan Park,
that's the one. Jesus Ferreira, I've got we've talked about earlier, should hopefully do really well. Hani Mukhtar, Carl Skill, but I've also got Acosta, I've got Evander, I've got a lot of stud midfielders, it seems. The only thing I'm slightly weak at now, I think, is striker. I had double Cucho Hernandez ready to go for the season, and he's obviously left now. I've got a couple of Wilf Zahas. I've got a few options, but I'd like to get someone else in that is that sort of stud striker. Rare, worth talking about also, was quite looking forward to putting my rare team together, but I'm slightly worried about Krep now. Potential injury picked up in the last pre-season game, I believe. So may have to put my MLS rare players somewhere else. So I've got a Sviatchenko who ended the season really well last year, and another few sort of solid defenders. But yeah, my gallery really comes into its own in the rare midfielders and strikers, I think. So Acosta, I think, will obviously do well for Dallas. And then you've got Buanga, I've got Bamba, Jesus Ferreira. So three pretty good stud. Well, two definitely. Don't know how Jonathan Bamba will do, but you like to think he'll come over to MLS and do pretty well.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Gould as well. So another pretty good rare stud-ish player. So that to me looks pretty strong there. If Krep can play football. So
yeah, you take those other four to be wasted, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. So I'm already met with a headache for this weekend. I'm just hoping there's some good Krep news comes out before the deadline. But yeah, a lot of cards that are suddenly in play for me and you. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited to have Super Rare back. The Prince of the MLS, Jackson Yule, Ollie Laraz, one of the other shows, the goats of the show, is back. Yeah, I'm excited to have a load more rare teams, rare keepers, and Super Rare back. But MLS, yeah, buzzing. We'll get some hot takes in next week after one game week. But let's move on from the MLS. A lot of teams to be set over the next 24 hours for that. But let's move on to the best feature of the show. Bam, bam, bam. It is Keepers Club 2025. Keepers Club Night 3 of the year. We're all in the groove now, enjoying some discotheque rhythm as we mingle with the goalkeeping heroes and zeros. Being a goalkeeper is obviously important to me that the position is rightly bigged up on Sorare. So we celebrate all special performances, whether good or bad. Any 100 gets you a VIP band on hero side of the club. Big fat 0 still gets you in, but you have to pay for your drinks and your side of the dance floor is really sticky. If it's a unique, it means one of us owns that card, which once again comes into play tonight. Johnny has backed the zeros side, and I've unfortunately backed the heroes side for the year, which isn't looking good to me. So let's welcome the third batch of 2025 party animals. Here they are. Falcone is getting his appearance now. I forgot to put him on last time out. So here he is. There's his moment at the front of the zeros side. He's joined by Severa and Nick Shinton this week as the other zeros. Jimenez finally has a friend on the hero side for me. Ton up by Mignolet this game week in Champions League action. I got his in season, so he appears as a unique for us. Did bits for Club Brugge in the Champions League. Big up to them. So yeah, there's 2 on my side now, and we have a double appearance on the failure side of things. Carson over in Scotland got a little 2 flag sticking out of him now. Double bacons already at this time of the season. Pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah, that is poor.
Which team is that? Dundee United?
I think he plays for Dundee.
Because I know they got smashed by Celtic, didn't they?
Trevor Carson over at Dundee, yeah. He has...
I'd imagine... Oh, wow. 090 and then...
DMP.
That's beautiful. At least he's young, got his whole life, future footballing life ahead of him. Oh, he's 36.
65p for an in-season Trevor Carson, if you believe he can come back from that. And let's have a quick look at the 100. I won't go through.
They need to sign Will Dennis. He bloody signed a new contract for Bournemouth after all that.
Did he?
Yeah.
His time will come. We still believe in Will Dennis. Mignolet had a penalty save, did he? He ended up on 102.7, 45 total goalkeeping points. Mignolet, very nice. Good win for them. Really impressive.
Very, very good win, yeah.
So Mignolet is over there. I won't go for the zeros. It's really depressing for me because I'm getting smashed to absolute pieces. That was Keepers Club 25, and we will now move over to the final segment. There's a big game coming up this weekend, and yeah, it's time for the Everton performance review.
Suck on those toffees. All hail the new hero of Merseyside, the legend that is Beto. We got a new stadium and we're fucking unstoppable. Roll on those United bitches. We are winning it all. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Everton performance review. Well, I'm starting to feel like suck on those toffees as a segment that shouldn't really exist anymore because you're just doing really well. You're United in the league. Maybe we have to swap this segment to a United segment. My first question to you is Beto the new elite Premier League striking option?
Yes, I actually really liked Beto when he came in first. I thought he showed the sort of chaos that we needed up front and could actually finish, which none of our strikers tend to do. And he just didn't really get a proper go of it under Dyche. So it's nice to see him come in. He absolutely fucking loves Everton as well. It's so nice to see. There's not many. I mean, I can't think of many other Everton players over the last decade where I've wanted them to succeed so much. But yeah, did well again. He's got the third or fourth highest or lowest goal per minute ratio in the Premier League this season, which is after like Salah and all the people that scored loads of goals. So yeah, he's doing really well. 4 and 3. His finishing is just so good. one-on-one. He's like the complete opposite of Calvert-Lewin. It's great. Like Calvert-Lewin, if you look at Calvert-Lewin's overall play during a game, Calvert-Lewin probably is better at running the channels, holding it up, linking up with play. But Calvert-Lewin can't fucking score, and he can't score one-on-ones, which is a big issue. And Beto can. So yeah, another good win over the weekend against Palace. I'll be honest, I'm very positive, Toffee, and I'm especially positive at the moment. But I really was like, we have down to bare bones. We're missing Ndai, McNeil, Calvert-Lewin. Decore was suspended. I was like, if we can get a draw out of Palace away, considering how well Palace have been doing since January, I'll be buzzing. And we managed to bloody win. So, yeah, above United now. And United at home on the weekend. It's a big game.
4-3 for Beto, £1.73 for an in-season card.
Pick one up.
I mean, 61 L5. I think that's pretty good value. Him and the club seem to be on a high. I think that's pretty good price. £1.08 for a classic card, or 173 for an in-season.
We're very much one of the informed teams in the league right now, and he's guaranteed to be starting for at least another month, I'd say. Calvert-Lewin's still some way away.
And is shit.
And can't score and doesn't want to sign a new contract, so I doubt he'll play now. But yeah, I think Everton are going good places. We have obviously opened the new stadium this week as well. As everyone likes to remind me, Liverpool fans scored the first goal. Well, it did actually technically happen, yes. But let's just judge it when the first senior game happens. But yeah, things are looking very tasty for an Everton fan right now. And
we had a good performance as well.
Carlos Alcaraz. Honestly, look, I would say this because I'm an Everton fan. He looks so good against Palace, very composed. Actually played a lot more of a deep line centre midfielder role than I thought he could do or would do. Rather than playing in that sort of Decore advanced role, he was very much a bit more box to box than I was expecting. And he got a goal and an assist, which is pretty glorious. And for the Beto goal, actually, I don't know if you've seen the Beto goal, but we've actually been in that position of being 2-on-1 so many times in the last 3 years, and Decore's either kicked it out for a fucking throw-in or turned back and passed it to someone. Like, we just haven't had that guy who's had a bit of composure on the attack. And he was so composed, kept control of the ball, played it perfectly into Beto's path. Beto didn't have to slow down or try and speed up to catch up with the ball. It was perfect. And that's what we've been missing. So, yeah. I'm very excited, and it's very difficult to see him getting benched this week because he came in probably a bit earlier than Moyes would have liked to bring him in to start because Decore was suspended. But he performed so well, I find it very difficult to bench him now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Alcaraz. I'll get an Alcaraz and a Beto in as a backup against.
I still don't own him either. They bought his new faces card out last Wednesday. So I think 2 limited cards and 2 rare cards went on thing. And I tried to buy one of them, but it went for like 15 quid or something ridiculous in the end. And I was like, I'll just get another one. And there just hasn't been another one since in like 2 weeks. So hopefully they'll bring some more out. But yeah, things are looking good for Everton.
There we go. And obviously, it would be remiss of us not to do an Everton versus the world for the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. Man United versus Everton, head-to-head in the STC, boys. Yeah, we have to do it. Everton versus the world. You know how this works. It's a 5-man Everton lineup. I usually get a random team from around the world of Sorare, but this week I will be getting a Man United team. We'll go head-to-head. Loser gives away a prize. And yeah, I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. It's at Goodison Park, isn't it? You're above us in the league. Safe from relegation. No more Everton relegation vibes or jokes available for the rest of the season. I think it's pretty obvious that you're safe. So I need some form of hope given to me this weekend, please. I can't be the butt of all the jokes as well. So I've gone for Onana, obviously, and Bruno, obviously, are the two choices that you have to make. Forwards, it looks like Rasmus is going to play. So it was between Rasmus and Garnacho. Garnacho seems fucking incapable of finishing any chance. 2-yard tapping on the line. He somehow skies it. It's just not in his locker at the moment. Rasmus just doesn't seem to get enough of the ball to warrant an inclusion. So I've gone Garnacho, and then Maguire just being, the only other player in the Man United squad with an L5 and L15 that looks mildly respectable after Bruno. So he's in just because it felt a bit more reassuring to have some green scores there. And then I've gone for Mazraoui, who has shown the ability to put in something decent. Ugate's done nothing. The new signing, nothing. Dallo, I didn't know where to turn. I guess I'm hoping for
It's tough out there. It's tough out there.
I'm hoping for a clean sheet. I'm hoping for a clean sheet, and then Bruno to assist Garnacho in a 1-0 Man United win with a clean sheet. But then again, fucking Tarkowski always gets a clearance off the line. So I don't even know if that would be enough for me. But this is what I'm rolling out for Everton versus the World.
Okay, well, yeah, it's tough out there. When I was setting my Everton stacks at the start of the season, when we had McNeil out injured and couldn't score in a fucking brothel, I was like, why am I even doing this? Like, I'm just wasting 5 Pickfords in this team here. So, yeah, I feel your pain a little bit, but also I kind of like it.
Also not like it.
Yeah. Slightly concerned about Garnacho. You saying Garnacho can score, and actually the last time I remember him scoring a good goal was his absolute worldy overhead kick at Goodison Park.
Look at a little Pickford in the corner sticking his finger at us, all shiny. Like,
yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I'm a celebration boss.
Beautiful. So, yeah, I've gone for this one. So, as I've mentioned, we are missing a lot of our sort of nailed to the attacking players at the moment with McNeil and Dye. I think is definitely going to be missing as well, which is sad. But, yeah, difficult to look past Tarkowski. He's been flying ever since I cussed him out a little bit about 6 weeks ago. But yeah, a goal.
Really horrendous L5. So glorious.
It's pretty beautiful, isn't it? But yeah, he's been doing really well the last sort of 6 games. So that's good. Beto obviously has been flying as well. We've seen his scores, but yeah, he's doing well and he's nailed to start. We've got no other strikers anywhere in the team anywhere. So that's good. And then I've gone for James Garner. He seems to be taking all our set pieces. I think, yeah, we're making a big emphasis on set pieces. Always have, to be honest, under Dyche. But Moyes is definitely putting some emphasis on set pieces. Do you know who came in as our set piece coach? He was announced about 3 days or 4 days after Moyes came in.
Andy Hinchcliffe.
No.
Fox.
You will know this ex-professional footballer.
Rule Fox. Steve Stone.
He used to play. He's actually, this is a funny fact I was telling to the Bristol Toffees the other day. He is younger than Ashley Young.
Kevin
and looks like he's eaten Ashley Young.
Is it the guy that ate a pie on the touchline for a cookie?
He has been eating pies for sure. So this is like a who am I quiz. Ex-Liverpool, Scottish, famously left-footed, took free kicks and corners for his team before Liverpool. That he was their key man. Played for a team in the Premier League for 1 season before they got relegated.
Steve Finnan.
No, Steve Finnan. What did he do? I'm trying to think what else he did. He played in a team that wore orange.
Wolves.
No.
We're 1 hour 40 minutes into a podcast.
He played for a team.
Guess the ex-Liverpool player.
Played for a team that is a city next to the beach in the northern.
Charlie Adam.
Correct. Charlie Adam is our set pieces coach, and you should see him. Honestly, if you would put him, who's 38 years old, next to 40-odd Cristiano Ronaldo, you'd be absolutely fucking shitting your pants with laughter. Anyway, happy to have him on board, even if he is an ex-Copite. But yeah, back to my point is I think we're going to be focused on some set pieces this weekend. I can feel it coming. So I've also gone for Jared Branthwaite. So I've gone for the Cleany attempts as well. the Branthwaite, Tarkowski, Cleany, and one of them score header. I mean, come on now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he probably didn't get many Valentine's cards, but as long as he can produce the goods on the training ground.
Yeah. I don't want to fat shame. I'm certainly about 10 kilograms overweight myself. So, but it's just funny to think he was an ex-professional footballer. He was a professional footballer. But yeah, anyway, Pickford, Tarkowski, Garner, Beto, Branthwaite.
Score prediction.
I'm going to go for 3-0 to Everton.
Well, I'm going to go. My head tells me 2-1 Everton, but I'm going to go for. I'm going to. Yeah. I'm going to. Fuck it. 1-0 Man United. I can't see it, but I can't sit here and predict Everton
we
win.
do like losing to you quite a lot, so I'm a little bit. I'm just giddy because we're out of the relegation area a little bit. You could easily beat us this weekend, but
right on Charlie Adams' gap tooth bombshell, we will end the podcast there. Please, Man United, don't make this horrendous the next time out for me. But that was Suck on Those Toffees, the Everton performance review, which is going rather well at the moment. But that is us done. I think we've covered more than enough for one episode. So all that's left to say is thanks for joining. And is there anything else from you, Mr. Dornado?
I mean, just very excited to have all these games back, and I need to find a PA to set my teams for me for the weekend.
Yeah. Time to get down to business and start setting those lineups. May the decisives be with you all this game week in the return of the MLS. If you could please like and subscribe, and all that vibe on the way out helps us keep the bills on at STC. We'll appreciate you forever and longer for it as well. But we will be back with more shenanigans next week. As always, ever reliable STC. But for now, from me, it's a Viva La Thursday Club. And from him, it's
please, come on, you Blues.
This weekend. Come on, United.